Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the 38th episode of Sports Technology TV. I'm your host, William. And on today's show, I'll be doing my review on The Last Dance, ESPN Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls review. So if you like this episode or this channel, feel free to like. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell and feel free to chat what you think about the Chicago Bulls overall. Were you a fan of theirs growing up, or you hated them, or indifferent? Whatever you feel, just put it down in the comments. Love to hear what you have to say. So with that said, let me just give you my thoughts on the Last Dance documentary series. I just saw it a few hours ago, and yeah, coming from a guy who experienced the era of Michael Jordan dominating the basketball scene in the 90s. Unfortunately, on the negative side of it, since I was and still am a diehard Knick fan. So, I was this close, man. This close to not watching this. Because I felt like it was going to bring up so many bad memories of Jordan knocking off Ewing. Like, at least 4 times, man. Like, he just keeps, it's just crazy. Jordan just dominated that era, man. He eliminated at least 20 different Hall of Famers, man. And Ewing was his biggest victim. He stopped Reggie Miller, he stopped Charles Barkley, Karl Malone and John Stockton. Those last 2 NBA Finals in 97-98. Gary Payton and Sean Kemp, in the NBA Finals. I mean, you name it. It's incredible, man. I mean, how dominant this guy was, and it was evident with the 6 titles, man. I mean, once he overcame the bad boys, in Detroit. I mean, in 91, I mean, the rest was history. I mean, it was beautifully done from start to finish. I love how they focus on the last year of that, the second dynasty, 98, but they went back, and they made the parallels of the season and how that 98 season not only culminated that whole era, but it just wrapped up the whole era, the whole 90s, and what it took for Jordan to overcome that early stigma that he was just a scorer. He wasn't gonna win a championship, and man, once he beat Magic and the Lakers in 91, I mean, the rest is history. He just ran roughshod over everybody, and fortunately, my Knicks was, a huge catapult to them winning all those titles, because they beat up on everybody. I mean, what can I say, man? For a Knicks fan, the only time we got out past them was 94 when he decided to play baseball, and 99 when he temporarily retired for the second time at that point. So, I mean, this documentary is a much watch. ESPN, man, they did a flawless job. I mean, if you haven't seen it, go see it. I mean, it was beautifully done, and I love how they like I said, they focused on the 98 season. They They did flashbacks of Jordan growing up and how he became who we all know him as now. How everybody want to be like Mike. They took you through all the steps. Then they focus on Pippen, Phil Jackson, of course, the legendary coach of the Bulls, and then shortly after that, the Lakers winning 5 with Kobe, which they had a nice little cameo with about Kobe and Michael Jordan's strong friendship. They talked about that. So if I was ESPN, I would definitely make a spin-off of that Last Dance and just focus on Kobe and the Lakers and all that stuff. So that episode right there, when Jordan was playing the All-Star game at MSG and Kobe was making his first All-Star appearance. Yeah, I think they could just totally spin that whole episode into another drama series about Kobe and the Lakers right there. So that's an idea right there. But all in all, to me, it's a perfect 10. I mean, I can't. The only complaints I have with it is that, unfortunately, in real life, the Knicks didn't overcome the Bulls, in the 90s. So, other than that, I have no complaints. I mean, everything happened the way it's supposed to. Documentary was perfect. Jordan, all the players, the reporters they asked, everybody was 100% honest, and they told it like it is. I mean, you learned a lot of new stuff, like Jordan's flu game was actually food poisoning, and I mean, as a Knicks fan, hey, they broke up that team. The Knicks was able to go to the finals that following year, unfortunately in a losing effort to the Spurs. But yeah, I mean, stepping aside as a basketball fan, a sports fan, it would be interesting to see if Jordan and his team was able to at least have a fighting chance at the that 7th title. But if you want to look at it at the positive side, at least they went out on top. That era, they weren't stopped. They couldn't be stopped. But it would have been interesting to see if they would have had the opportunity to at least try to go for that 7th and win 4 straight. So, I mean, it's a tough call that Jerry Krause had to make. I mean, that's a decision I would have never made if I was in his shoes. But Jerry Krause, he's had a much successful career as a GM, than I have, which is none, of course. But it is what it is. But as a diehard Knicks fan, hates me to say it, but hey, man, they dominated. They were the best team in the 90s. They overcame the bad boys, and after they did that, they bulked up, exercised that those demons of falling to the Pistons from 98 to 90, and the rest is history. And all the teams, all the fans from Utah, New York, Seattle, Portland, I mean, the list goes on and on. Indiana, all of our legendary players, man, who have goose eggs, in the Hall of Fame, championship wise, it's all because of Jordan, man. So, hey, man, he was definitely the GOAT of that era, if not of all time. You get no complaints from me. But with that said, if you like this episode, you like this channel, and you want to see more content like this, sports entertainment wise, feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can know when the next upcoming episode is happening. So feel free to like this video and comment on it. With that said, I'm William Mamo. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.